Assalamualaikum and hello. My name is Nik Akif Farhan bin Nik Azhar Rasul and we are from Group 2. We prepared this video to explain about our preliminary design for our remote control lawnmower project. In this introduction, I will explain what is the meaning of the preliminary design, addition with an example, also with an overview of our presentation. First of all, the preliminary design in between design conception and detailed design, particularly in cases where the level of concept achieved during the ideation is not sufficient for full evaluation. During this phase, the high-level design concept is created, which will implement the requirement of complex mechanical application. The report is prepared with the drawing which describe all the structural components and mechanical processes of the facility and the ways in which they are interrelated. So, in this task, the overall system configuration is defined as schematic diagrams and layout of the project may provide early project configuration. During detailed design and optimization, the parameters of the part being created will change, but the preliminary design focuses on creating the general framework to build the project on. From the example figure 1, the flow of designing a product preliminary design is just before the detailed design, which is need to be focused on the framework to proceed to the next step. From the example figure 2, we can see that this project of combustor for the preliminary design is providing the dimension for the project and calculation about the flow rate. Overview of our video, Razi and Tasnim will present about the completeness of the design which explain the detail of each component and dimension. For the engineering analysis, we all took part and made every analysis in core component. Product specification will be explained by Nazmi, which regarding the components, material cost and many more. That's all for now. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Norazi Sharani bin Safi'i and I will continue to present about the details and completeness of our design. This is the blade that we choose for our product. We completely changed our blade design to reduce some components that needed and also the cost. The material we use is metal. For our blade cover, we added clips at the side of the back of the blade cover in order to attach it with the grass dumper. The material of it is ABS. The grass dumper is most likely the same as our conceptual design as before. It's just we added clips same side as the blade cover to connect both of it. We use nylon fabric for our grass dumper. This is the assembled drawing of our product. As we can see, we remove the height adjuster at the front for both wheels for easier construct. From the below point of view, we can clearly see all of the dimensions that involved in this drawing. The length and width of the chassis are 70 cm and 50 cm respectively. The radius of the back wheels are 6.5 cm while front wheels are 3 cm. The grass dumper width is 40 cm, which is same as the back of the blade cover. We can also see the installation of the blade to the blade cover, which we use a bolt to fasten it in the middle. The length of the blade is 20 cm. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, now I want to present about the design of the lawnmower. The first part of the lawnmower is the motor. This motor's voltage is 24 volt and has 4000 revolutions per minute. The diameter of this motor is 100 mm. The motor that we use is the DC motor. For this lawnmower, we use 3 motors. 2 of it are used to move the rear tire, while one of the motor is used for blade work. Next, another part of the lawnmower is the tire. The type of the tire that is used for the lawnmower is off-road tire. The front tire's diameter is 70 mm, while the rear tire's diameter is 150 mm. This type of the tire is used because the tire can withstand the weight of the shield of the blade, motor and the battery. The amount of the tire used is for 2 at the front and 2 at the back. The rear tire is act as the driver, which is attached to main body, while the front tire is pinned at the front of the lawnmower that can move to the left and to the right. After that, the other part of the lawnmower is the body. The material of the body is composite metal, which is hollow steel. The length of the body is 600 mm, its width is 400 mm, and its height is 2 cm. At the edge of the body, we weld it by the corner weld, while the hollow steel at the left of the body is butt weld. By using the type of the weld, the body will become more sturdy. Next, the part of the lawnmower that I want to explain is the battery. This battery is functioned to make two motor that is mount that is connected to the rear tire to work. The length of this battery is 230 mm. Its width is 138 mm, while its height is 208 mm. The voltage of the battery is 12 volts and it is mounted on the top of the shield of the plate.
According to the survey conducted by the group, most customers have similar requirements in terms of product safety, product performance, and durability. As for the product safety measure from the detailed drawing, the main concern is the safety of the consumer, which relates to the rotating blade that rotates at high revolution per minute. Therefore, the blade cover is not only to cover the wheels from flying around, but also to protect the consumer from the blade when the product fails. As for the performance of the product, rechargeable 12 lithium battery pack were used as the source of energy. If it is fully charged, it is expected to be used for 2 hours. This is one of the ways to promote health and safety measures for the environment because renewable energy are safe and do not emit any harmful substances into the atmosphere. Furthermore, the product will be small in size, which will help the consumer to handle the RC lawnmower easily, and the mobility for it will be drastically increased. The products are very user-friendly and can be used by anyone, even with zero mowing experience. This is because the product can be said to be plug and play. In terms of maintenance, some parts of the product are detachable and open for easy maintenance. For example, if the consumer wants to clean the inside of the lawnmower, the deck can be opened and many parts also removed. As for the durability of the product, we use steel as the main frame, which is durable and cheap other than other steel, and able to withstand any weather conditions, making it unaffected by the weather, and most importantly, it is very stable to do outdoor jobs. For the feasibility, overall this is very challenging project because it requires a very detailed and precise design to make the product work as expected. The main concern is to ensure the circuit attempt to work, which is quite complicated due to the use of remote control to control the tire movement and the blade itself to work. Therefore, in order to make it successful, a detailed circuit analysis needs to be conducted with a professional electrician. The process includes a long series of comprehensive engineering design work, which is very time consuming. From there, the final concept is then selected as the final design. Discuss other issues during the design process, such as the material selection, cost, equipment, and so on. One of the goals of our product design is to be able to manufacture the final design with the lowest possible cost, time, and equipment. This is due to the limited budget and the high quality, preferable the cheapest option available on the market. The choice of material is important because it can affect the product being manufactured and its performance over time. The design prototype can also be tested manually and automatically to ensure the product can provide the consumer with the best performance and quality product. Manually use the knowledge learned at the university by calculating the engineering analysis of the product. The test can be done for the prototype design using finite element analysis (FEA) for more accurate analysis. After all the analysis is complete, the actual test can be done later. The product will be probably succeed from all the work done and by looking at the final concept design itself. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi again, I will continue to describe for our engineering analysis. For my part, I will explain about the bulk analysis. There are three materials that we need to focus on for this analysis, which are stainless steel for the bulk, steel for the chassis, and ABS filament for the blade cover. The ultimate tensile strength and the tensile yield strength for each material are different in value. The ultimate tensile strength for stainless steel, and ABS are 505 MPa, 400 to 500 MPa, and 22.1 to 74 MPa. While for tensile yield strength are 215 MPa, 250 MPa, and 13 to 65 MPa respectively. Here is the formula that should be used in order to find the proof load of the bolt. The formula is force proof equal to 0.85 multiplied with tensile yield strength and tensile stress area, where the tensile stress area, which is 80, is equal to pi over 4 multiplied by open bracket P norm, which is nominal diameter, subtract with the multiplication of P, which is pitch, and 0.9382, close bracket squared. The proof load is the greatest tensile force that can be applied to a bolt without causing plastic deformation. The ultimate tensile stress for stainless steel is 505 MPa, which is the highest stress that the chassis and blade cover can withstand. That's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Ammar bin Muhammad Aros. Now I will explain about bearing and shaft for engineering analysis. Shaft defects that have gone unnoticed during factory checks for unbalance, as the check during tests are very rare. On site, it is important to prevent damage from corrosion, indents, and so on by proper handling. However, if a shaft is unbalanced, the dynamic forces at the bearings may be obtained by first determining the mass arm product necessary in these planes to achieve balance and multiply by omega square. So for the formula, dynamic force at bearing equal to unbalanced forces at bearing equal to F equal to capital B omega square, where capital B is unbalanced mass while B is radius of rotation. Dynamic forces at bearings are on opposite direction with the unbalanced forces, capital B omega square at bearings.
I will present about the blade speed of our grass trimmer. The motor that we use for blade is 775 DC motor. The power rating for this motor is 100 watt and the maximum rated speed is 6000 rpm for 12 volt. So the circumference is needed in order to calculate the speed of the blade, and the formula for circumference is pi multiplied by diameter. The circumference that we get is 1.0053 meter. For blade speed, the calculated circumference will be multiplied with the motor speed, and then we get the result, which is 6031.8 meter per minute.
From the analysis of the battery or the power source, a simple formula of battery, which is the total battery capacity divided by the load current. From the value, we can approximate the battery life for the lawnmower to operate. However, the total current flow in the circuit is still not determined due to unknown parameters such as the remote control current, resistor, and so on. The selection of battery also still not permanent because of the incomplete electrical usage from the RC level.
Now, I want to present about design for manufacture and assembly or is called DMFA. The first improvement we make on the lawnmower is the removable of the height adjuster from the Original design, the number of the height adjuster is 4, 2 at the front and 2 at the back of the lawnmower. After the MFA, it is reduced to 0. The reason of the height adjuster is removed is because it is difficult to apply on the hollow state. This action can ease the process of the installation of the tire to the hollow state. If we continue to use the adjuster, we must make complex modification on the hollow state and to the holder of the tire. Second improvement we make on the lawnmower is the mount of the blade shield to the grass dumper. To make the mount easier, we use pin at the end of the blade shield and at the end of the grass dumper. This action can aid the user to open and close the grass dumper from the blade shield to throw out the cut grass. Lastly, the improvement we make on the lawnmower is on the blade. The older blade is consists of 4 long small blades and 1 casing, while the new blade is only consists of long big blade. The difference between the new and old blade is the amount of the part in the blade is reduced to make the process of the assembly will be more easier. If the blade is broken or blunt, the process of finding the spare part is easier because the new blade is consists of fewer components compared to the old blade. Based on the change of the blade in the lawnmower, we have made the DMFA table to compare between the old blade and the new blade. Time to assembly for the original blade is 900 seconds, while the new blade is just only 450 seconds. The number of different parts also will be reduced from 3 to 2. Then, the total number of the parts in the new blade after DMFA is 2 than the old blade, which is 11. Thank you. Hello, now I want to present about filaments and effect in analysis, or is it called FMA. FMA is a design tool for assessing risk associated with the different ways in which a part of system can fail, identifies the effect of those failure, and provides a structure for revising the design to mitigate risk where necessary. Okay. Based on the FMA table that we have created, there are 5 task description. The first task is the grass dumper installation, which have 4 failure modes, which are unmatched size, fragile, loose, and poor environment resistant. After that, the task description is motor installation. There are 4 failure modes, which are circuit issue, high vibration, low power, and inaccurate size. Next is the remote controller installation, which are also have 4 failure modes, which are motherboard issue, electric component issue, solder issue, and wire connection issue. After that, the next task description is the tire installation, which is the failure modes is inaccurate size, screw loose, and wire connection issue. Lastly, the task description is the part assembly. The failure mode of the task have 4, which are battery defect, low durability, too short or no screw, screw misplaced, screw missing, and welding issue.
Now I will explain a little bit about human factor. Human factors in design refers to ergonomic and aesthetic factors that influence the design of products, system, and environment. These factors are supported by the use of data gathering and analysis technique. Understanding the relationship between people, objects, and their environment is important when considering human factors in design. Okay, for the first one, easy to maintain and handle. so everyone can use it anytime and anywhere. Number 2, high efficiency and productivity, so it can be operated with high working rate but consume less power. Number 3, ergonomic and aesthetic design. It is because consumers will feel comfortable while using it and can attract more aesthetic buyers. Number 4, minimize human power. Number 5, environmentally friendly, so it can help to reduce the global harms. Finally, low cost. It is because everyone can afford it.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Zul Nazmi. I will present about product technical specification. Firstly, I will explain about which components that we will purchase and fabricate. The components that we purchase are steel blade, rubber type of wheel, nylon fabric grass dumper bag, lithium ion 12 volt battery, DC motor, and remote control that made of plastic. The components that we will fabricate are body frame and the blade shield. The body frame is fabricated by using hollow mild steel, while the blade shield is made by using 3D printing. The process of manufacturing that involve are cutting, grinding, drilling, welding, and 3D printing. Next, I will explain about the development cost which we survey the prices from internet. Fixed cost is the cost that we spend to purchase all the components to build the grass trimmer. The components that are needed to build grass trimmer are high lift blade, which costs 27 ringgit, 35 ringgit per unit of rubber wheel, which make total of 140 ringgit for 4 wheels, and nylon fabric grass dumper bag costs 74 ringgit. Other than that, 12 volt battery with 50 ringgit per unit, and the remote control which used to control the grass trimmer movement costs 53 ringgit. Arduino Uno control board costs us 35 ringgit. For body frame will cost us 40 ringgit per 6 feet of hollow mild steel, and will use 24 feet which will cost us 84 ringgit. Lastly, 3D printing filament is needed for the blade shield, and it costs us 150 ringgit for 3 kg of filament. So the total cost to buy all the components to build a grass trimmer is 703 ringgit. Next, I will explain about the development cost which we survey the prices from internet. For the first and second week, we focus on title generation. Details and data collection have been done in week 2 and 3. Then, we focus on market and product survey on week 2, 3 and 4. In week 3 and 4 also we done the data analysis. For week 4, 5 and 6 we done the house of quality and product design specification. Proposal presentation is on week 6. Concept design generation and final design selection have been done in week 6, 7 and 8. Then, final design presentation is on week 8 and 9. Engineering analysis generation is being done in 4 weeks, which is in week 8, 9, 10 and 11. Then, the presentation about preliminary design is on week 10 and 11. Engineering drawing generation will be done in week 10 to week 13. Lastly, for week 12 until 14 is for final report generation.
So, as a conclusion, before proceed to final stage, it is very important to us as a designer to ensure that the design is in accordance to the technical and economic criteria during the preliminary design. The final concept of any product is evaluated by engineering analysis, design for manufacturing and assembly, the FMA, failure modes effect analysis, FMEA, and human factor. FMEA is important to determine the real aspect in designing products such as design, human limitation and capabilities, and so on. Finally, the best product will be generated after going through some stages in order to get the most impactful product to the society. That's all. Thank you.